You're listening to Inside the Minds podcast with Dante Marsh and Ryan Hyde, where we talk about sports, life, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about.
31-yard penalty to support pass interference call against the Lions this year. Penalty out of the hands, and there's Dante Marsh with the block, and it's going to be a pick six for the veteran. 29th career interception, almost on cue. 80-yard return for the 10-year veteran.
Today on the Inside the Minds podcast, we have Nelson and Boseko Lokombo, the Lokombo brothers. Welcome to the show, boys.
Thanks for having us.
It's good to have you guys here, taking time out of your day. Nelson, we'll start with you. Maybe you can tell our listeners a bit about you.
Yeah, name is Nelson Lokombo, obviously. Grew up in Abbotsford, BC. Went to the University of Saskatchewan, played DB there for 4 years, and got drafted recently by the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah, number 2 overall. Yeah. That was crazy. Where did you have like a position in mind where you thought you would get drafted, like a number, or was it just kind of, by the seat of your pants kind of thing?
Yeah, it was kind of just see and watch. I kind of had a feeling that I would go in the first round. Just wasn't sure where. And kind of leading up to Saskatchewan drafting me, I kind of had a feeling that I was going to get picked up by them. Talked to my agent, and we thought that would be a probable landing spot for me. So I'm glad it worked out that way. Yeah,
and you're staying in the same province, which has to be kind of like a homecoming in a sense for you, I guess.
Yeah, it's really awesome just to be able to be in the same province. And I'm already familiar with the fan base and how big football is out there and how people handle things out there. So I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, those Lions and Rider games are going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah,
they are. So, Bo, you and I had talked about how much you wanted, to be able to play with Nelson on the same team. I'm sure, as happy as you were that Nelson was drafted by the Rough Riders. How did you feel about it?
I was excited for him, man. Obviously, selfishly, I would have loved to been his teammate and loved to been able to play together here in Vancouver with the Lions. But, I'm happy for him, extremely proud of him. I think that it's going to be pretty interesting and pretty fun when we meet, when we play against each other, and just to see his development, coming in as a rookie with the way things are, in these tough times, and seeing how he develops, see where his career goes, and just being a good support system for him. I'm very excited for that, and that's all you could ask for.
Are you guys going to be doing any trash talking with each other, or?
We'll see how what that day.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens when that day comes, man. You never know. I may have a bad day. You know what I'm saying? I may want to release some tension towards it or something. I don't know. But I think the biggest thing with us is we've always supported each other. We've always been more, I think I go to him. So it's more like that. And just excited to get back on the field, man. Excited to play some good football.
Yeah. Nelson, how did you feel about losing your, I wouldn't say losing, but I guess missing out on your last year of university ball with Saskatchewan?
It sucked. It was really tough to adjust to the new way of living, especially because earlier, or I guess I should say, everything was kind of taken away abruptly. We were in the middle of off-season training, getting ready to play next year, anticipating a season, and then all of a sudden, the season just gets canceled, and everybody has to adjust to it. So I think I could speak for a lot of people in saying that it sucked. It was unfortunate, and you learned a lot about yourself throughout I guess the pandemic and the whole situation. You learned how to handle things, how to go about your day, how to just make the most out of the situation. So I guess that's one positive thing about this whole situation was learning.
Yeah, learning to adapt, right? The whole world had to adapt, So yeah, it was pretty crazy times. Tell us about your CFL Combine experience, Nelson, and having to do a videotape and send the tape in.
Yeah, it was definitely different than what you normally see, or you normally do. You didn't get to take a trip down in Ontario, and you didn't get to see all the scouts there, and they didn't get to see you up close. They didn't get to see, or they didn't get that look test right away. They had everything on the video. So I guess adjusting to that wasn't too bad, because I don't know how it would have been going out there and doing it out there. So I guess getting used to working the computer on Zoom calls and all that, and for me it wasn't too bad, because I got to train in the same building I would end up doing my virtual combine. So I had the benefit of experiencing what it would feel like every day leading up to our actual combine date. So it wasn't too bad for me.
Yeah.
Just sucks that we lost out on that opportunity to go down in Ontario and showcase your talents out there in front of scouts.
Yeah. So talk to us a bit about your time with the University of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, so I played 3 seasons there. I was being recruited to play running back, DB, linebacker at other universities. I wanted to play DB. Saskatchewan wanted me to play DB. I thought my decision was based off of how I thought I'd develop, and I think just from speaking with Coach Flory during my recruitment, I think we both had the same kind of viewpoint, and kind of our goals aligned together in that sense. So the choice was pretty easy for me once I visited. And obviously, if you take into account the experience level that all the coaches had, a bunch of our coaches out there played in the CFL, have won Vanier's and Grey Cups. So the choice was pretty easy to go, and then things worked out. So I'm glad that I was able to make a good decision to go there.
Yeah, obviously it was a good decision. How did it feel to be named the top defensive player in the Canadian University football in 2019?
It felt good. It felt good. I didn't really know how to feel, because I don't know. I think defense we're all a unit, right? So it's not about the individual. It's about how every week you put in a game plan, you prepare, and then you go out and play. And, I guess winning games and winning trophies come with it. So it was a cool moment for sure. I'm glad that I was able to win, and, it was cool. It was awesome, man.
Yeah. So we had Logan Bandy on a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling us about the tryout with the Washington football team, and how things kind of got shut down there with the COVID pandemic. What happened?
Yeah, it was it sucked, to put it bluntly. We went down there, we flew there, and then the following day we got COVID tested, and I guess one of the other tryout guys tested positive. Mm-hmm. Because we were all in the same bus. They didn't want to risk anything with their players.
They shut it down.
They just shut the whole workout, everything down. So I didn't get to do anything out there. I got sent back home.
which was crazy though. Just add, I feel like they should have just had that guy not participate in this tryout. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like an opportunity for a lot of guys to showcase their talent and to make the roster. And it's like, how are you gonna? You shouldn't punish the whole squad. But again, you know, we're living in tough times.
Yeah.
Like it's very frustrating. You know how they handle that.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's frustrating, but it's out of my control. So, yeah.
Yeah. Even, if they had been able to, possibly rebook it or something, to cancel the whole thing and to just be done with it seems silly to me. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a Washington thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe other organization did it differently or do it differently.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Nelson, is there any player that you craft your skill set after?
Not really. No. I kind of just want to be my own player and do everything the best that I can do. There are certainly guys I watch in the NFL that, I think I share a few similarities with. And yeah, I don't know. I think for myself, I kind of just want to be my own player. So,
yeah. What about you, Bo?
Not really sure in the CFL. For a while there, I thought I wanted to emulate my game like Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor, rest in peace. Just because I've always liked DBs. Like I've always, I play linebacker, but I've always felt like I was a DB at heart. And so I always emulated my game after DBs like, Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, those kind of guys. Ray Lewis, he's more of a physical player. When I was coming up, I always watched film Sean Taylor, Ray Lewis, those guys is who I wanted to emulate my game after.
Yeah. Bo, I didn't realize until today, actually, in high school, you were a running back and a receiver.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I won that year, 2008. I was Offensive Player of the Year. So yeah, I miss it, but
Yeah.
I could be on defense for sure.
So what made you decide to play defense?
Well, when I was getting recruited by Oregon, they actually they were looking for an outside linebacker. And even though I was excelling on offense, they wanted me to play on defense because that's what they needed. So when I came in, they converted me to sandbacker. Actually, I think at first I played middle, but I was too small. So they brought me play in space. They saw I could play in space, I could cover. So I came in as a linebacker and just, Oregon was the only team. No, that's not true. Oregon State was the only team that wanted me to play running back. That was the only team that recruited me as a running back. But every other teams, they wanted me to play on defense.
Have the Lions approached you this year about what position you're going to play?
Will linebacker. I'll be playing Will.
Okay.
Will.
I was actually hoping you're going to stay safety in Montreal because I thought you ripped it up in 2019 with the Alouettes playing safety, but
yeah, who knows, man? Like there might be something down the line. Maybe they might need me at safety, but I'm happy with Will. I've definitely gained some weight. I'm definitely ready for that position.
Yeah. So it's funny because when it was announced that you were coming to BC to play with the Lions, I texted you. I said, Bo, welcome to BC. And you're like, man, I was just going to text you. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, dude. What was your feeling when it was announced you're coming back or you re-signed with the Lions?
It was great. Like I was excited to come home. I kind of already knew I was going to come home with the way things were looking. I know Toronto still wanted to bring me back. They wanted to re-sign me, but, with having a kid, having a family, having a baby, another baby on the way, it just felt right. My family's here, friends here, and it just felt right. So it was a pretty easy decision.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, when you see Dante next time, tell him I said what's up, man. Tell him, shout him out, man. He's I got a funny story about him, but he I hope he was gonna be online. He, when I initially came in as a rookie, he was one of the vets, right? I remember he was one of the first person who greeted me, like who said anything. And the first thing he said, he asked my name, he asked what position I was, and he was working out at the time. You know, Dante loves to work out. And he was like, he said something, he was like, I might be old, but I can still beat your ass with some stuff. Or like, I can still cover you or something. It was just funny. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Dante's like world known for working out. That's all that guy ever did was work out.
All the time. I bet he's working out right now. That's why he couldn't make it.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah. It was crazy because, I interviewed you, Bo, last year. And shortly after that, I interviewed Dante. And we kind of formed a partnership. And we've been rocking out podcasts together. And it's something I never thought would ever happen. Yeah. And we've just been going strong. And, would have been nice to have me here today. But
well, that's awesome, man. I see you've had some good people on the show.
Yeah, we're grinding them out, man. Grinding them out. Bo, what are your thoughts on the potential partnership with the XFL and the CFL? That seems kind of silly to me, but
to be honest, man, I stopped paying attention to it for a little bit. I think at first it was initially to grab people's attention, like fans from the States, from XFL, and from up here in the CFL, because for a little while there, it seemed like there wasn't really a lot of news as far as the CFL goes, or like everything was negative, So I think that, to be honest, I still don't know what to expect. Like I have no idea. I think if it's truly and genuinely helps the CFL, it helps the XFL, I could see it being a good thing. I think there's still a lot of hurdles to jump through, but I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest, because I'm just focused on this year. Like, it's so exciting for us to be back on the field already in 2021, and so I just want to focus on that. Focus on getting on the field, getting some games. That's it.
Yeah. The potential rule changes as well sounded silly to me. I think they're talking about like multiple forward passes in a play. And then, do they go with a third down or the fourth down game? It's just too much silliness for me. Just keep the Canadian game the way it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Exactly. So, Bo, now that you're back with the Lions, what did you miss most about playing in BC?
Probably have to say just playing in front of family. That's probably the biggest thing. I think when looking back, I used to love seeing like my brother, like Nelson and Leon and all my family come after the game and greet me or congratulate me on the game I had, and just being able to just be close to home. Because in Montreal it was a little bit different, but just family, man. I'd have to say playing in front of family and friends.
So when your family moved from Zaire to Canada, you moved to, was it Montreal in Quebec?
Yeah, it was in Quebec. Yeah, Sherbrooke to be exact.
Okay. So tell our listeners, I guess, a bit about how that happened and what were the decisions made in moving to Canada?
Yes, so we moved to Canada in '96, and then we were there for a year. My father was going to university. He was getting his master's in business, and he had a couple of classes to finish off. And then when he finished his degree, when he got his degree, finished school, we decided to move out west. We had a lot of family out west, and we also knew a lot of just the Congolese community out west was a little bit more. So we packed up and moved, and we've been in BC ever since.
Right.
Kind of the short version of the story.
Yeah. When are you guys starting training camps?
I think we start July 10th. I'm heading back next week, and then I'll be in quarantine for a week before camp starts.
And you both?
I think July 10th. I'll be going up to Kamloops next week, or in a couple of weeks here, July 9th or 10th, and then we go.
Those training camps in Kamloops are crazy. They're hot, aren't they?
Oh, they're super hot. This year especially is supposed to be the hottest one. And the sucky part about this is that I don't even think we're going to be able to see a lot of fans or, be able to like even practice or anything in front of friends. Like it's going to be pretty isolated. Yeah, it's not going to be, it's going to be whatever, man. So we're back playing football, man.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. I tried to call the Lions today to try and get tickets for the Rider game. Apparently they've got single game tickets are out on sale now, and nobody was there. I'm left a number, for them to call me back. So
Are you going to try to come to a couple home games?
yes, sir. I'm going to be hopefully at that Rider game in September for sure.
Yeah, I think September 24th.
Yeah, September 24th.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I don't even know if I even get to see you guys, right? So depending on how they're not going to let the fans get anywhere close. So
Well, they said by then things should be opened up here in BC. And they said in Saskatchewan, they're trying to go full capacity August 6th.
Yeah.
Like the whole shebang, like they're trying to go.
I sure hope so. So what kind of rivalry did you guys have growing up? Did you guys, have a rivalry back and forth with each other, or is it pretty tame? Or
Well,
we never really, there was never rivalry. I guess like growing up, because we have a 9 age gap.
Yeah, about 8 years. Yeah,
So
8 years.
we never really had any sort of times where we played against each other. So there's never really a rivalry there. We, like Bo said before, we were very supportive of each other. So there's that, I guess. There's nothing really other than just being pressured from some teammates or coaches or just other people to live up to what Bo's done has always been there. But yeah, I don't know. I never really saw it as pressure. I saw it more so as motivation. So no rivalry, just yeah.
And don't get it twisted. Like we're still competitive.
Yeah.
It's still competition. We have that competitive nature in us. But it's as far as like the rivalry thing, not really. My brother is his own man. He does his own thing. He has his own mind. And for me, it's just being good support and being a good example, and that's about it.
did you play any other sports, Nelson?
I did track. I ran track, and I played rugby in high school as well. I played a little bit of basketball growing up, but I was never really good at it. So yeah.
I'm terrible at basketball. I got small hands and I'm only 5'9". So
I was there. That was it.
That's done. How many Lions games do you go to as a kid, Nelson?
Quite a few. When Bo was playing there, we went. I'd say probably every few weeks or every week, we'd go and watch Bo play and then hang out afterwards with the players. So it's always been great moments being around and watching Bo play growing up. Even at Oregon too, we went to a few Oregon games when he was out there. It's always been awesome just being around it.
Yeah, I bet. I wish.
Life is good, man.
Yeah, life is good. Thankfully, it's finally getting back to normal. Obviously, you guys both got your vaccinations. I
haven't yet. I'm going next week to get mine.
Yeah,
my first
I'm getting my second one probably up in Kamloops.
Yeah. Some people say the second one was a little bit more harder on the system. I was fine with it. I went and worked out after and didn't really skip a beat. So
yeah, Ron, you're looking kind of swole there, man.
Yeah. Man, I'm in my gym for an hour and a half a day in my garage. So I do what I can, right?
Yeah, man, you look good, man. You look real good.
I got motivation, man. I got you guys to look up to, right? So
what's up, man?
I may be 42, but I'm not an old man yet.
Good.
Bo, we got to try and hook up there in Vancouver if we can.
Oh, yo, Ryan, actually, I'm coming up on the island here on Monday. I'm going, me and my son, we're going to go up to Victoria, I think, Monday to Thursday. Yeah,
Nice.
July 28th. So I don't know if you're free. Maybe I'll hit you up.
Yeah, sorry, June 28th?
June 28th. Sorry, June 28th. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. I got the week off work, so which is nice too. Actually, I got the night off work tonight to be able to record this podcast. So
That's cool, man.
I got lucky, I guess.
Are you in Victoria or Nanaimo? I keep forgetting.
I'm in Port Alberni,
Oh,
which is an hour north of Nanaimo.
okay.
I was just at Tofino
So you really, when was that?
2 days ago. I just got back.
So you drove right through Port Alberni then?
We did. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Man, I was here, man. What'd you think of Tofino?
Awesome. It was nice.
I haven't been there in quite a while. They're working on the highway, as you know, and it's pretty crazy right now. So I'm not going until that highway's finished.
Yeah.
Not a fun time to travel. Nelson, who's your favorite NFL team?
I'm a Titans fan, believe it or not.
Believe it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Reason why?
I just liked watching the Titans play back when I was younger, and then when Marcus Mariota got drafted there, I was all in.
Yeah. And Bo, what about you?
Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
This was even before I played for them. I used to love watching Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is one of my favorite players, so I think that's why Ray Lewis and them. Way with the Ed Reed, like all those guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a lifelong Eagles fan.
Yeah, Philly. Yeah.
Randall Cunningham, Ricky Waters, Reggie White.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lifelong. That'll never change.
Crazy though, aren't they? I heard some stories.
What's that?
High expectations, Philadelphia fans.
Oh yeah. Every year, high expectations. Yeah. And thanks for Chip Kelly ruining my team, and then they brought it back. So
for a while there, I used to love the Falcons, Atlanta Falcons, because of Michael Vick.
Yes, sir.
I was getting into football. Like I think they were initially one of my favorite teams to watch because of him.
Man, I wore my Michael Vick jersey to a Seahawks game in 2011. I sat in the fourth row of the end zone. Hell of a game. That was the year that Philadelphia apparently had the dream team, and they shit the bed completely. They're, terrible record. But anyways, I couldn't go anywhere in that stadium without being called dog killer. And I had shit thrown at me all game, and the fans are just savage there. It's like all because I was wearing my Vic jersey. I've got some friends actually now that say, "Why do you have that Vic jersey? He's a dog killer." I was like, that is crazy, man. The guy did his time. He's paid his dues. He's donated millions and millions of dollars. Come on. We all deserve a second chance.
There's a famous quote that says like it takes like years to build a reputation, but only seconds to have it being ruined. Like, and that speaks volume, man, because Mike Vick, like you said, like he did his time, he paid his dues, but people will only remember him for that incident. That small mistake that he had affected his whole image, his life. Like it's
ruined him.
Reputation, everything.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And who knows what other kind of personal struggles he had that came with that, right? I mean, yeah. To have the whole world against you like that is just crazy. Thanks, Nelson and Boseko Lokombo, for joining me on Inside the Minds podcast. It's great having you guys on today.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it, Ryan.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Inside the Minds podcast with Dante Marsh and Ryan Hyde. Check out our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts to see our upcoming show announcements, links to our previous shows, and sound bites. And don't forget to hit that follow button while you're there.
Hey, this is Logan Bandy.
Hi, this is Zane Frazier.
This is Art Jimerson.
Chris Rainey.
This is Boots Electric, and thank you for joining me on my special guest spot on Inside the Minds podcast, where everybody wants to be if they're smart.
Good field position start, play action. Burr's going to load it up. but he's short on the throw, intercepted. Dante Marsh has his 30th career interception and a good return back into Ottawa territory. Well, the usually strong-armed Henry Burris comes up short.